Hey everyone, Temporal here, and for this session we are going to be reviewing a gold DPS player. If you guys are enjoying the content, please do like and subscribe. That definitely helps me out. Or if you are looking to get coaching yourself, you can join my Discord through the description below. And in there you can see what my rates look like, you can connect with the community, you can, for another day or two, participate in the Recruit a Friend special, save 25% for you and a buddy. Well, it's not that I'm lying to you. And which one did I lie to you about? I don't remember. It's that this guy plays like 4 heroes. I just did a very quick skim, and I think I saw McCree, Hanzo, Reaper, maybe another one, like the, you know. Oh, absolutely, joining the bullying. But the bullying goes both ways, so it's fair play. Nothing to worry. Okay, I can live with this. Why is that? Okay. I mean, that feels like it was pretty darn predictable. So if we go here, we're taking our shots. We do, let's take one more look here. Here we are. That's a reload, which I can live with. You're using cover. Use everything, good. But why would we go first? We do not need to peek this early. Like, we know the entire opposing enemy team knows that we're coming through this way. We do not want to be the first person to peek it. Like, we simply don't. For breaking corners like that, that's what tanks are for. If you want to break a corner that people aren't expecting you to break, that's fine. If you want to break a corner when your team has broken another corner, so they're going to be looking at your team because your team is a threat, or another teammate is breaking another corner, like a Widow, a Fair, etc., is pulling attention to them, that's fine. But they saw you rotate through here. They saw your core rotate through here. They're going to be looking this way. So let your tank break the corner. You do not want to be first. This was predictable. And I don't care that it was a Reinhardt charge. It just as easily could have been, hey, spam coming in the form of a Helix rocket, a couple Ana shots, TNT. Like, it doesn't matter. It could have just been generic spam. I mean, Soldier plus BAP. Okay, maybe BAP's not up there. But Soldier spam plus a Fire Strike plus an Ana shot, that would take you out just as good as the charge here. Like, this, you shouldn't be the first person to break a corner like this, especially when they know you're coming this way. The scarf is back. The scarf is back, yes. The scarf is always here. It's just sometimes the scarf sits right here and you guys can't see it. I draw a little bit of power from it without it being there. Join the Discord or, yep, go down in Dishonor, definitely. Yes, the player here is problem here is absolutely that the player broke this corner in front of his tank. He literally just needed his tank to go first. His tank would have taken the charge or counter charge, and then he would have flashed it to save his friend, fanned, and it would have been beautiful. This, instead of being a misplay from the Reinhardt, because this is a little deep, this is now a misplay from him.
It ain't my time.
Okay, so we're now doing Hanzo. That's fine. Hey, Ghost. All good. You're going to have more silly plays for us to analyze, or maybe you're, now going to turn it really on here. Okay, you won't need Storm Arrow back. That's fine. You are going to probably want to keep up a little bit, though. What's your comp look like? So you are running... No, you could play this in a poke-heavy style. You have the Soldier, the Zen, but so do they. They're actually a little bit... No, you're pretty even in the poke. I don't really want you playing the same angle, but if you're going to stay here while your team rotates, and I don't mean stay exactly here, I mean rotate forward but keep an angle, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. This is you softening them up. I don't really think distance is your friend here. I would like you to start rotating forward to statue. Please take statue. Good. Where did you put that last Sonic? This is fine. This is the statue I wanted you to go. Do you turn this into a Sonic? No, you put the Sonic there. Okay. Storm Arrow's fine. I know he only got one shot off with that Storm Arrow, but he did what he wanted to with it, which was confirm the finish. Yeah, this is great. Keep playing from here. Good consolidation. Hit us. Have you checked to see where your soldier is playing from? Your soldier right here with you. Okay, you took one. I hope you're going to work your way up onto siege tank there. Okay, you've got space. You need to push forward, check left, and then go take siege tank. Please go take siege tank. You have the support you need. Please go take siege tank. No, we aren't going to open this angle like this. This is basically the same angle that your Zen has. Your soldier has figured it out and has taken a nice, good angle here and is destroying this, but you should also be contributing from up here, where you have a nice angle. Then you're here, your soldier's here, your Zen is hopefully about where you are rather than up here, but will live. You don't control him. And imagine how crushed this team feels if soldier's mowing them down from here, you're mowing them down from here, and your Zen is mowing them down from where you are. Like, they are going to feel absolutely oppressed, can't get anything done, everything is going to feel wrong, because that Reinhardt bear, if they block the Zen, you shoot them and the soldier shoots them. If they block the soldier, you and the Zen shoot them. If they try to block you and the Zen just barely, well, they can't move forward at all, because then the second one of you can hit them. Like, that is what you want to do, and you have plenty of support here. Your team can still see you. If you get into trouble, take chip damage, you just drop right back down. This, I promise, is where you want to go. You want to take advantage of the mobility that Hanzo has, and that is vertical mobility. You also need to make sure you have this, because if they're smarter than they are, and had instead put their people on high ground, you would have to challenge this high ground before you could win. Like, you can't win this point without winning this high ground. So, please go this way. Yeah, game knows what's to come. Okay. Oh, did I mix up soldiers? No, it was our soldier up there. Okay, good. Please climb. Please climb up. Please climb up. No, we're not just going to shoot them from the side. We're going to go right up here, because then it's much harder to shield us. It is much harder to shield us from here than it is from here. I'm just censoring that play, you know. That's totally what I was doing there. You don't need to re-challenge that. Yep, peek for your support. I don't want you to drop. I wanted you to peek for your support and press X.
The wolf marks his prey.
No. Lot of rotation time. Long rotation while the fight is going on. Fortunately, your team is winning, but that's a lot of rotation time that your team could have fallen behind during. You want to take advantage of how quickly you can take high ground. Hanzo is much less about, oh, let me go on a long lateral rotation, and is more about the vertical. That's just abusing what his kit does. Let your soldier take the lateral rotations. He has sprint, you have wall climb. You know, let that happen. But also, if you're rotating while the fight is happening, you're creating situations where your team is down one. Yes, I know your team went up one to start, so it's not the end of the world, but you're generally, if you're doing these rotations while the fight is active like this, especially these medium length rotations like this, that's time where you're just hoping your team doesn't fall behind so much that when you get to the stronger position, you can't make up for it. So, like, your team didn't fall behind, and we're lucky that that happened, but if they had, you'd have to go for 2 here before getting, you know, forced out, having to go back for cover, etc., and that's a much harder thing to do. You really want to, if you're doing on longer or medium length rotations, you want to do it sort of while you're still in the poke phase before the fight has really been committed to here. Yeah, I mean, I know that he's hiding from Bob, but I just don't care. Like, if we look at the Bob... So there's Bob. He has a Reinhardt and a Zarya. He can melt Bob from right behind his Zarya while his Reinhardt shields it. Like, if we look at how this plays out, there's a Bob right here. He can literally just close the angle on it and destroy it. And that frees up his team. Like, that's actually what I wanted him to do, by the way, is to play right here, not to go for this rotation that takes a good 3.5, 4 seconds before he does work, and his team is dealing with the Bob and being shot in the back while they're doing it. Follow what I'm saying? Cool. And I'm not saying that you're saying that he was right to do that. I think you're just trying to call attention to it in case I missed it. But I'm just want to further explain it because that's fair. Okay, now we're going to take high ground. This Ashe is much easier to deal with. If you're up on this high ground, your soldier pressures one direction, you pressure the other. See how she physically can't look at both of you? If she looks at the soldier, great. She can sort of see the soldier, and she can see you at the same time, which means she can sort of actively try to dodge both of you with movement. She can't really do that. She can't look at you. She can't know when you've opened an angle on her, etc. if you're up there. If you goes, oh, I see you, well, now she can't see the soldier. If she goes, oh, I look at the soldier, she can't see you. It's incredibly powerful. It also takes away her cover option of going this way if she gets in trouble, because then you can still see her. Yes, I am going to pick on you not taking angles quite a bit this match.
See through the wolf's eyes.
The payload has reached the checkpoint.
All good. That's what I'm here for.
Get into position.
See that which is unseen.
See, that's Sonic.
Get into position.
This is gonna be a Sonic, right?
See that which is
Yeah, that's fine.
unseen.
So I would have liked you guys to take a little more space here. You're being awfully passive and protecting your checkpoint, etc. You have enough. Like, your team realizes you have enough. They're pushing up here. You're kind of looking for a little more of a squeeze play. See how your tank's pushed up here? You do not need to be back here pushing the cart. Your A, you weren't pushing the cart for most of this time. You were just passively threatening from here. B, a second person on the cart only makes the cart go 33% faster than one person on the cart. It's not a very big improvement. Whereas having 5 people up here to pick up off their stragglers if they haven't regrouped as 5 or 6, or if they're actively trying to get out because they have bad positioning from this spawn, can totally be worth it. If they're pushing back up with 6 or even 5, yeah, you might want to back out and go, no, let's get 3 on cart, speed it up, etc. Or you might want to be forward and aggressively hold positioning that they have to push into to stop the cart from going forward. But I don't want you this passive back here after a 1 fight. You would have still had Harmony Orb support. Harmony Orb. I thought I saw Harmony Orb on you. Doesn't matter. No, your Harmony Orb's over there. You would have still had your tanks up here, your Zen's trying to contribute up here. You should have worked your way up here, and continued to contribute to this. Get the easy pressure on them. They are actively trying to retreat.
Allow me to repair the damage.
Enemy contact. Locked.
Sigma present.
This will restore.
Assistance would be efficient.
Everyone, drink up.
See through the wolf's
I don't like that you're
eyes.
wandering quite so much in the middle here. Yeah, play on this left side here. And again, you wouldn't have to be fighting for this space like you are if you had been up here, because you'd have helped your team set sort of this as the threshold that needed to be fought over, this space right here, that they'd have had to push into. Instead of sort of having your tanks sort of had to back up, which meant they got this space for free, and now they get to fight from here, and you guys don't have great angles to work from here. If you're, because like you don't have control of this space yet, they do, so you can't like use an angle over here, etc. It would be way too long a flank. flank for you to go here. Like, you're going to have your soldier go through here or something to make this work. This is hard to press into unless you're going to use ults, which you are just going to combo ults to get this threshold. So you should just be taking this slow until your Zarya gets grab and win with that. Or you could get shattered. It's fine, they dumped 3 ults into it.
I must redeem myself.
Power of destruction.
My ultimate is ready.
Okay, let your Zarya get a little bit of energy, then you should go for your combo. Good, I'm glad you're aware of him up there. That Storm Arrow was early. You're wasting too much of its duration for what you were always likely to have to do. Yeah, so I don't know if you were participating in the comm structure there, but you guys definitely should have cleared that soldier who was in an aggressive angle that he could not hold permanently before you went for your combo play there. Like 100% that was the thing that your team should have done. If your team wasn't on comms, you were right to throw your dragon in and then go try to deal with him, but hey. No, you're down too many. Your team isn't threatening. This is uneven poke. Okay, now it's reasonable. Okay. Check the right, please check the right. Use the cover. Yeah, play here, good. You can just press X, you don't need to peek this again with 60 HP. No, we just think we're gonna sneeze. Okay, go take your high ground. Coalescence, they're gonna run from that. Things that protect them from coalescence may not protect you from up here. It's also going to give you safer access to over here, which is going to be great. Please take your high ground. Okay. Sure. Storm.
Seconds remaining.
Okay. I mean, usually you'd use your little baby leap to hop back a little further. Your dragon almost didn't qualify there. That's okay. Like, usually you'd have used your little spacebar leap to sort of go back here and sort of send it through this. You get more dragon qualifying because the dragon was sort of forming on the grab there, and also send it a little more in this direction in case there's people coming out of spawn, etc. And it's not like that's a bad use of your leap. It puts you a little further out of the fight, which is where you want to be anyways, because you don't want to be in the center. Nice. Good.
Score 0-3. Switching sides. Initiating match.
Everyone signed their
Ready for battle.
policies.
Now we're playing Reaper. Fine.
Get behind.
5, 4.
So far it's just been, I mean, the biggest thing for your Hanzo was not taking that high ground enough, not making enough use of that wall climb, too much playing with the core where you're not getting enough value. We could talk about other things, some of your mid-fight positioning, some of those dragon, specifically that last dragon, a couple other things. But the biggest thing that's going to cause the most improvement is recognizing, take your angles, etc. This is fine. Don't overchase it. No, no. Why did we Wraith there? Come on. It's fine, I don't care. I'm not sure why you would be looking this way, though. Like, were you afraid they were going to leap up here? But I think looking the other way was always more dangerous. If a monkey shows up, if a monkey leaps in from this direction, you're kind of going to laugh. That's not a threat. The much more dangerous thing was someone coming up this direction, peeking this direction, etc. So I'm surprised you were looking this way, but I can live with it. You do not need to Wraith to catch up. You do not need to Wraith to catch up. I know you're probably thinking, hey, I get my ammo back and I catch up. It's too good of a cooldown that you wasted.
Step inside, stay alive.
Repositioning.
Get closer first. He had no idea you're here. He should have, but he had no idea you're here. And you could tell that he wasn't going to turn. Or, I mean, he hadn't turned yet. So that happens. And I'm going to slow this down for you so you see what I mean. Zen isn't looking at you. Mercy isn't looking at you. They don't see you. Zen still isn't looking at you. Zen still isn't looking at you. You fired 3 shots before Zen... Okay, Zen never even looks at you. Get closer if if they're actively not looking at you, get closer before you fire your first shot. Yes, they should have known that you were there, but they didn't, and you do exponentially more damage the closer... Exponentially is exaggerating, it's a little. You do significantly more damage the closer you get, and when you fire at someone, they're even more likely to realize that you're there. So take the extra steps, do the damage. If they start to turn, absolutely, take your shot immediately. But if they're not looking at you, if their character is not lined up to see you, hasn't turned and seen that you're there yet, absolutely walk closer, then take the shot. That'll do more damage when you do get your shot off. You're more likely to significantly win the duel because, hey, you get a bigger lead on them before they actually turn to take the duel, and you'll use less shots, which means if you then have to brawl with other people, you're in better shape. Okay. Why did you Wraith out here? There's no one behind him as far as I know. Yeah, he was the last person. No one's looking at you. Again, you need to be more aware of where enemy characters are actually looking. No one's looking at you this way. You can just walk. You don't need to burn Wraith at all. I would like you to still have Wraith for this engage. You don't need to be like, oh, I got an elimination, I better Wraith out. No, if no one's paying attention to you, that's fine. Just walk on over to the next thing. You need to push up to support him. He's feeding, but you need to push up to support him because you can get out with Wraith if you have to. Okay, you can back. You can back. Good.
From the shadows.
Reach and burst.
Yes.
See.
Weird. See, you can stay in pretty aggressively here because you still have Wraith. Now, you don't want to get your Wraith force stupidly, but this is good that you're pushing up when your Reinhardt gets hooked in here, etc. Now your Reinhardt's behind you again, so either angle to the right more or more likely back up behind that pillar again. Nope, behind the pillar, behind the pillar. Yeah. So that's what I was saying about you can be more effective when you have Wraith, which is good, but you don't want to do things that are going to force your Wraith without benefit. You know, like, okay, go help protect your Reinhardt, etc. But your Reinhardt had backed out at that point. You're like 1v3ing or more. Don't need to stand there. Try to back up a little bit so that you can get back behind your Reinhardt or get back behind this pillar where you're a little safer and aren't compromising your stuff so much there. Because you're effectively getting your own Wraith forced when you don't have to. And it's a really good ability. Okay. Good. No, let the Mercy heal you. Yeah.
This is not your time.
They're gone. They've been eliminated. They've been eliminated. Your Mercy has 0 ult charge. Why would we get the Mega for that last 75 health? Let the Mercy heal you. She has plenty of time. Plenty of time. It's going to be like at least 20 seconds before these guys are a serious threat, and at least 15 before any of them are threatening. She'll heal you in 2 seconds. Even if she goes and heals other people like Ball first, she'll heal you in 2 seconds. Like, just wait. Feed your supports a little more ult charge there. Yeah, no problem, man.
From the shadows.
Reach in, Chris. Let the dragon consume you.
1 second, guys. Apologies. Here we go. So it's a little dicey to be playing quite this aggressive without your Wraith. So if we look at this, fine, fine. Reload, good. I like it. No reason to Wraith there. I get it. It could be scary. There's enemies looking at you, etc. If you were going, hey, it's too scary, I need to Wraith, you'd Wraith all the way out. But honestly, you hadn't taken damage yet. You could justify a Wraith with, hey, could he hook me? But I think we saw hook already. Yeah, we saw hook already. If you were worried that he had hook, you could go, hey, if he hooks me, I'm not going to be able to Wraith all the way out, so I better Wraith now to avoid the hook and actually get out. But if that was the case, you needed to Wraith all the way to here and then stop your Wraith, and you canceled that Wraith early. Nice shot. You don't have Wraith. You can't do this. You can do this. You can't do this right here. Not okay. Spot on with Wraith. I'm pretty sure I'm using it to reload, which is wrong. Yeah, you can get reload as secondary value for it, but the overwhelming majority of Wraith's value is in the fact that you have an invulnerability CD. Okay, you don't actually need to round this corner again, and again, you don't have Wraith. But hey, push with your ball, use your ball as the wall, and that's fine. Now that your ball is gone, using him as the wall to shoot behind, totally fine. Curve yourself back left like this. That's all you need to do. And remember, you guys are on defense. You're happy to go, hey, I'll play this corner again. I'll let my Reinhardt catch up, and then I can play from behind my Reinhardt. And while he's swinging, I'll shoot. Or while he's shielding, I'll shoot, etc. So edge back behind this corner here. Don't do this. You're pushing into a Roadhog, a Zen, and a Valking Mercy. You're going to be discorded. You're going to instantly get deleted. Like, just think about this for a second. You're immediately going to get discorded. The Mercy can toggle to damage boost. Think about how much damage you're taking. That's 230% boosts. That is a lot of damage that you're going to take from the Zen and the Hog.
Makes you stronger. Repositioning.
Objective.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Stop the payload.
Yeah. Very unlikely to save your Mercy there. If you do get an limb here, it doesn't accomplish anything. Because They just capped. They just got a new spawn point. Your team isn't ready to follow up on eliminations to team wipe them and then try to hold here or anything. If you get an elim on them, it's not worth very much. If they get an elim on you, it staggers your team further, it feeds them more ult charge, it sets them up to snowball. Like, it's much better for you to stay alive even if your mercy goes down and go, okay, my team is here, we're going to start setting for better positioning here. We're going to start to hold this high ground so that they can't push through here, and if they can't push through here, I know from, last round that my Hanzo can sit up here and just laugh at them, and they can't challenge him because I'm holding this, etc., and I'm holding this corner and they just can't push in, all that good stuff.
This is my curse. From the shadows.
Okay, get the timing right. I'd prefer you don't do anything right now. I'd prefer you literally just hide and wait. You're down too many people. Okay. That was 2 shots into something you knew was Wraith, especially the second one. Wraith, good. It's the right thing to do. Shoot them for the life leech to try and keep you alive for the second you get Wraith back. Good. It's okay, you have enough presence up here, you won't get punished for that. No hook. Okay. I don't love it, but you have your mercy pocket, and he doesn't have hook, so it's possible. Good. Once you back this corner, though, actually back the corner, your Reinhardt was literally a step behind you. If you just back a little harder, your Reinhardt's going to be in front, and then you can continue doing work. But not the end of the world. And you had the pocket. Why are you wraithing out? There's no reason to wraith here. You can walk out, but honestly, I'd have stayed in, continued to punish the Reinhardt, and then if there was pressure on me, wraithed out. Crouch, crouch walk, crouch walk. What, more crouch walking, please. You need to be a secret right now. Yeah. Soon as he was aware you were there, he had a double pocket, you'll notice. He had the Harmony Orb and the Mercy. You just needed to go to cart, wraith, stall on cart, etc. That was the only thing you could do. Your wraith usage does need a lot of work.
Justice ain't gonna dispense
Okay, McCree.
itself.
Join with me. I've sighted the enemy.
You've got a reload issue with McCree.
Much obliged.
Okay, you can dodge rockets at that distance. I'm serious. Like, Pharah can't actually hurt you at that distance because she can never hit a direct on you at that distance, and she's not going to be hitting a lot of indirect. She is going to get some, but if you actively pay attention to that matchup and you don't have to be dodging other things, you don't have to be paying attention to threats from other angles, etc., Pharah should not be able to hit a direct on you at that distance. Full stop. You can still hit directs on her because you have hit scan, but she has a projectile. And if we look at that one more time, I'm going to show you, and you're going to see like, oh my god, you're right. If I use 30% of my brain power to try and dodge her and the other 70% for my aim, it's easy. Like, watch this. There's a Pharah. Look at how slow that rocket goes. I'm going to play this at full speed, not slow it down, but just watch this in replay. Really? Was there any reason for that first rocket to hit you? And now you see that second rocket, and you can see it's coming to the left of you. So if you move right, it'll never hit you. Okay. Funny game, Buster. Okay. I'm going to do that one more time for you.
Much obliged.
can see where that rocket's going. You can see this rocket is going to your right. And then you moved, so it hit you on the left. That's fine. It's not a direct. And you just slow there. That's fine. We're covering it. You'll get used to it. Like, I'm not saying that you're going to dodge every single rocket, but if you actively go, hey, in the fair matchup, like if it's just a pharmacy shooting at me and nothing else, you should be able to, at that distance, win that matchup every single time. Especially because you had a Mercy paying attention to you. But, you know, good shots there. You didn't need that reload, but hey.
Back into the mix.
This is junk time? Yep.
I'll have my eye on you on the
Oh, Echo. Okay. It's gonna stay Echo? Okay.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Changing position. Defend objective A.
They don't all get that. And to be fair, there's McCrees I work with there. That's not the first thing we go to. Like, actually, if you look at the video I uploaded yesterday, that was my second, I think, session with a player. And we didn't touch on their reloads at all in the first session because they had bigger issues. And we just got to their reloads in this last session because they had bigger issues before that. And you know, it's people learn different skills in different orders. Like, he's mid diamond and his reloads aren't good yet. So, you know, sometimes it's like, oh hey, this is a gold player that needs reload help. Other times it's okay, there's bigger issues that need to be worked on, but this player's up in plat, diamond, etc., which means they have other skills that they've mastered, etc. So it's just a what's the most important thing. I do not think reloads are the most important thing for this player to work on, though. I think I wouldn't really worry about his McCree yet because we've seen much more Reaper and Hanzo, and that Reaper Wraith needs a lot of work, and the Hanzo high ground will also help more. So I wouldn't even be like, oh, let me work on this on McCree yet, because it's just too many things to try to focus on at once. Focus doesn't work on 8 things at once. I don't think your team's really challenging yet. No, you're early. You just saw that your team is right here. Right here. If your team is right here, you want to challenge once at the earliest you want to challenge is when they're like here. Preferably you want to challenge when they're like here. Now tanks moved, so here would be a good challenge, but like this is early. These guys, you want to be challenging at a time when these guys also have to think about this threat, not just you and the Zen and the soldier. You definitely could have pivoted, hit left clicks on the Mercy, and then finished her with a focusing beam instead of what you did, but that's okay.
30 seconds remaining.
You cheated that a little, but you cheated it because they just swapped Echo, and you used to be able to cheat it a little. So let's slow it down for you. You only have 1 sticky on there. You didn't hit another shot after hitting that sticky, just pointing that out. And this would be too early even on the old patch for Pharah that has a Mercy on her. On the old patch, you'd be like, hey, about here, I'm willing to swap to Focusing Beam. My pen is too thick to show that. Let's actually use... That's the point of these, right? So if you were like here, which is more than half health, but like here on the old patch, you could have gotten away with it. Now you probably want to make that a closer thing because it doesn't last as long. You probably really do want to make sure, especially that a pocketed character really is down to 50%, preferably a little lower than 50% before and I mean Mercy pocketed, a little lower than 50% before you switch to Beam. Because remember, it's only 2, not 2.5 seconds anymore. That may bear some more investigation as things play out, but my guess is that on a pocketed here like this, it really is going to have to be 50% now. You can't cheat it at all, and this was cheating it too hard, even against a discorded target. Against a discorded target, yeah, 60%, you're still probably going to get away with just fine. But that was too early. This is like 85% health that Pharah has. You only hit 1 sticky on them. That's all you did.
Being activated.
Good to know. I'll go back to a more normal line there. I'm trying. Oh, come on, game. Play nice. Back to our medium line.
Mobility increased. This will restore.
10 seconds remaining.
I sighted the enemy. You focus my target.
Better.
Burn down.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, nice stickies.
Going free.
Yeah, your close range stickies are pretty decent.
Round 3.
Pull this
Ready
stand in
for
a row while there's work to be done.
I can't do it, guys. Too many heroes. Too many heroes. No,
Attackers
it's not that I can't do it, it's that I refuse to overwhelm our player with the amount of different things I'd have to tell him to work on this many heroes. So I might call out a couple quick things, but we are not going to get into major focuses on Torb, Echo, McCree, etc.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
Shape order.
Mm-hmm. I don't like where you're playing. If you look at this, can I have a mouse back, please, Overwatch? Thank you. If you look at where you're playing for this segment, fine, I get it. You've got your Rhine in front of you. I can live with it. Please drift either to the right to use your Rhine better or to the left where that cover's available. Back out. Keep your Rhine between you and them.
To get my
Okay.
hands dirty.
Now, that's a hog. I would like you to get back to a place where you have cover. Whether that's here, so you can, use this as cover, or here so that you can use this. This is better, and, it sucks a little that, hey, it's harder to hit the shots from here, especially with Torb's little arc, etc. But you can do it, and, it doesn't have fall-off, so please go use your cover. Like, there's no reason that Hog can't weave hooks, Soldier can't weave shots, etc. with the gaps in the shield there. And you have nowhere to go if they do. Literally nowhere to go. By the time you can get from here to behind cover, I promise you a capable Soldier at that angle can take you down. That was, again, 2 shots into a Wraith. And the second one, you know he's in Wraith, etc. Okay. I'd prefer you clear the Reaper rather than keep poking at the Zen here. I'd actually prefer you rotate like this so the others can't see you and you shoot at the Reaper. The Reaper. The Reaper. Okay. You do realize you'd already won this fight, right?
Immortality field down. Watch yourself.
Okay, so they're down 2, effectively, when you pop this, and your Mercy is rezzing the one that you're down. You don't need this. They also have no space control. Like, you can see they backed out of this space that they were trying to contest, and they've backed up to space that is more theirs, quote unquote. They gave up the neutral space, and they're back to space that is more normally theirs. So you don't need to be ulting in this situation. And there's still plenty of time on the clock. There's no reason to just spend it here. Good thing Sigma bailed you out there, though it looked like the hook was going to miss anyways, but that's a mechanics thing, not a correct positioning thing.
Show them what you can do.
Sterben nicht.
Enemy is back for more.
Okay. Was anyone else shooting at the bubble? Was the plan really to break that bubble? It doesn't look like it to me. So you didn't want to feed her energy.
Turret
It was super nice of that Zen to cancel that volley for you, since you were so far from cover.
I'm overloaded.
Play close to this thing. You have threats on both sides. You've got to play very close to this wall here, the sim wall.
Such potential. Protect my turret. Let's get started. My ultimate is almost ready.
30 seconds remaining.
If we continue upon this trajectory,
Okay.
a less than
So
satisfying
your
outcome
goal
is
is
certain.
to survive and kite this fight as long as you can, which means you need to be hard lefting. You need to kite this fight, A, to help your respawns get back, but B, you need to not lose anyone during this transcendence, which means you need to be hard going left, and then as soon as this trans is over, you're going to lay your ult all over the place. No, 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 left, left, left! You need to be going left, not back, and this is early. They have their trans going. Yeah.
Огонь по готовности!
10 seconds.
Hold position.
Hey, Tracer!
Reality bends to my whims. This is not the end.
Okay. Glad that you won. Let's go to a hero that you were actually playing that we actually reviewed. Sure, Reaper. Maybe we get a different image for Reaper. Okay, every Reaper image is going to be Reinhardt's shoulder. So, a couple things that we want to be aware of here. We mostly covered them. Like, we talked about lots of different, hey, here's a tiny mistake, here's a, not tiny, here's a mistake, here's a mistake, here's a mistake. We called out a lot of things as one-outs, one-offs, but I'm not going to go further into those. The two things that I want you working on, because you really can't work on more than one, sometimes two things at a time. You're not going to get better if you go, there's 6 things, there's 8 things, there's 4 things that I need to work on. No, you're going to pick one thing, and you are going to work on that one thing specifically, and it's going to take like 5, 10, 15% of your brain power to be working on that one thing, to actively be going each time you get eliminated during your respawn timer. Oh, did I do this well during my last life? Oh, I didn't. Or was there an opportunity to do this and I didn't? Okay, etc. Or between games, or while you're playing the game. Like, you want to actively be devoting some brain power to focusing on improving on these things. And those two things are going to be your wraiths. You need to be more conscious about how you're using your wraiths. You're using your wraith like you're using your Wraith for reload, potentially. You're using your Wraith for some other things. What Wraith is for, when you have Wraith, you can be pretty aggressive. You can do a lot of work. That doesn't mean you want to be so aggressive that you force your Wraith without getting stuff done, but having your Wraith lets you do a lot more damage than not having your Wraith. So please be a little more conservative with using your Wraith. It is a really valuable thing. It changes how you can play. I want you to really, also, I want you to be aware of it. I also want you on Reaper in general. If enemies aren't looking at you, you don't have to Wraith. Like, seriously, and just walk closer to enemies that aren't looking at you. Literally just walk closer to enemies that aren't looking at you. Generally good advice. And then you can take them down, and then if you're in a hot place, you can get out. Or if you try to take them out and it's too hot, etc., you can Wraith out, etc. The other big thing for you is going to be the Hanzo, since we spent a lot of time on that. I want you taking advantage of that wall climb, understanding where your teammates are shooting from so that you can take different angles with that high ground. Different angles compromise their cover, effectively increase your team's damage, lets you find more shots. Like, high ground is really, really awesome. And high ground for you makes headshots easier. Like, definitely take better advantage of that ability. Okay, if you guys have questions, throw them in the chat. Otherwise, I'm going to do my little outro where, if you guys are enjoying the content, please do like and subscribe. That definitely helps me out. Or if you are looking to get coaching yourself, you can join my Discord in the description below to see what my rates look like, to hang out with this awesome community who, I bullies me, whatever, one of the two. Who knows? I probably bully them more, but that's fine. They like it. And participate in the Recruiter Friend special, cool things like that. So let's see what we've got. Claim Theory, that was about the ult. Yeah, that's definitely not a bronze exclusive to see the Simtorb thing. It gets used a little bit up there, at least through gold. Auto reload, not Wraith. Yeah, basically. Oh, perfect. You bought a bundle and sent me a replay code. Perfect. Then we'll be coordinating that shortly. Amazing advice. Thank you. Glad you found it useful, man. Definitely. Nice review. Coming soon, a swag store. Temporal branded gear. We'll get there. We will. We're not like a day or two away from that, but we'll get there. Hopefully soon. Uh, I can play any DPS hero. Could I have chosen better heroes? Sure. You could Instalock Tracer and Echo and just play those all the way up. Those are still very good DPS heroes. Now, are they going to be the best DPS heroes on this patch? Who knows? But I don't have any issue. Like, you're playing in a gold game here, man. Like, any of the heroes can get you well past this game, etc., and you can improve on any of the heroes. I would recommend narrowing your pool to get to the rank that you want to before you re-expand it. Like, level up your Reaper, level up your Hanzo, level up your Echo. Don't go, hey, I'm going to try to work on 5 heroes at once, 6 heroes at once, 8 heroes at once. I'm going to play all the DPS heroes. I don't mind you playing all the DPS heroes, but you really have to focus on improving one thing at a time. So I would narrow it to less heroes that you're willing to play until you climb, and then you'll go, hey, now my Reaper is diamond level, my Hanzo is diamond level. Now let me go work on my Torb to level that up from a gold level, to level it up, etc. Cool. Okay, that's what I've got, guys. Yeah, that's what I've got. Catch you guys later. Temporal out.